Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained artifacts video on the Warring States Crystal Cup. That's the Warring, W-A-R-R-I-N-G, the Warring States. I'll explain in the video. Before I get into this, though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page over on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including the one pictured here, The House Off Farrago Road. It's a fun story about a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. If you like the quirky weird, you're going to love my books, let me tell you. Hope you find something you like and hope you enjoy reading it. All right. The Warring States Crystal Cup. Found in a forgotten tomb in, I'm going to try to say this, Hanghu, H-A-N-G-H-U, Hanghu, China. It's in China. This cup is also called the Time Traveler's Cup. It looks like a modern tumbler that you might buy at a store. It has 8 sides and resembles an upside-down cone with a flared flat bottom instead of a point. This cup was buried more than 2,000 years ago and was crafted from unusually pure rock crystal. This cup was crafted long before blown glass technology was a thing in China. It stands 15.4 centimeters tall and was carved from a single block of high-purity quartz crystal. It was discovered by accident in 1990. Workers were excavating a former brick factory. They were digging in clay and began finding proto-porcelain shards. Archaeologists suspected that there may be a tomb beneath the site, so they began to dig. That's when they discovered the cup. Now, experts in Beijing have confirmed the cup's authenticity. Carbon-14 dating and other tests put the cup in the Warring States period, the Warring, W-A-R-R-I-N-G, States period, roughly between the 4th and 3rd centuries BC. That's 300 years before Christ walked the earth. Experts cannot agree on the cup's origin. It was either locally manufactured from a source of quartz no longer present in China, or transported across trade networks from the distant mountains. Nobody can come up with a consensus. Furthermore, how did the artisans hollow it out? The cup's shape makes interior polishing almost impossible. Scholars proposed a number of grinding and drilling methods, but there are no tool marks on the cup anywhere. That part of it kind of reminds me of the crystal skulls that were found all over the world. They're perfect. They're carved from one piece of crystal, and they predate any known crystal manufacturing, but there's no tool marks. They still don't know how those crystal skulls were manufactured. I did a video on those. Go check that out. In 2001, modern factories attempted to replicate the cup with artificial crystal. The attempts all failed. They couldn't get it exactly like this one. The occupant of the tomb was adorned with riches and was obviously someone important. The cup is plain and undecorated and may have been used for fine wine. Its surface has a faint amber tint. It sits in the Hangzhou Museum, H-A-N-G-H-O, Hangzhou Museum of China. Many archaeologists believe that it is an ancient relic and was carved by some unknown forgotten artisan using a long-lost method. Which, obviously that makes the most sense because we found it, it's there. Somebody found it, it's there. Still, others believe that it may be evidence left behind by some time traveler from the far future. I do a lot of videos on these unexplained artifacts. we're finding things that shouldn't exist. So either somebody from the future is time traveling and just dropping stuff in the past, or we're being lied to about the history of our own civilization, our own of humanity. So one of the two's got to be it. Regardless, the cup exists and its origins are shrouded in mystery. It joins dozens of other artifacts which seem to disprove the official timeline that we've been taught. I talk a lot about a man named Michael Cremo. He wrote a book called Forbidden Archaeology. That is the most frustrating read I have ever... I have still to get through the entire book. But it reads like a text manual. The guy's a scientist. He's not an author. So again, it reads like a text manual. Like a textbook. A tech manual. But the information in there is jaw-dropping. I highly recommend you get it and you read it, because if you think that things in that we're being taught aren't exactly right, you got to read that book. Holy crap, you got to read that book. I highly recommend it. And there's other scientists out there who are substantiating that same claim with different information. So again, this Warring States crystal cup, nobody can explain it, but it was buried it was buried in that tomb 300 years before Christ walked the earth, and we can't replicate it today. That right there tells you all you need to know. If anybody else has any more information, or maybe I got something wrong, stick that in the comments. I'm sure we'd all love to read it. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.